Once upon a time in the vibrant city of Ray in Persia, sometime around 865 AD, a child was born who would later become one of the greatest physicians in human history, Muhammad ibn Zakaria Al-Razi, known in the West as Rhazes. His father was a silk trader, and as a young man, Al-Razi showed more interest in music and alchemy than formal education. In fact, he spent his early years composing music, painting, and experimenting with chemicals, trying to find the secret to turning metals into gold. He was suffering from an eye condition caused by exposure to chemicals in his experiments. There, he met a kind and brilliant physician who treated him and explained the science behind medicine. Al-Razi was not born into a family of scholars, but life has a strange way of changing us. So, despite being older than most students, he started studying medicine seriously. He read every book he could find from Greek to Indian to Persian texts and soon outshined his teachers. One day, in his mid-30s, Al-Razi visited a hospital in Baghdad. He didn't just memorize diseases, he listened to patients, observed their symptoms, and recorded his findings meticulously. That moment changed his life. He respected ancient scholars like Galen and Hippocrates, but he also challenged their ideas. It is not only by following the ancients, but by correcting their errors. He realized that his passion for experimentation could be used not for chasing gold, but for healing people, even heresy. But Al-Razi stood firm. He believed that truth must be earned. Doubts about Galen openly criticized the mistakes of the revered Greek physician, not inherited, but opposed using it to suppress science. This earned him both admiration and enemies. He wrote, Al-Razi's knowledge grew quickly, but it was his humanity that made him different. Al-Razi began to lose his sight, perhaps from years of working with chemicals or long nights writing by candlelight. Some say he became blind and refused treatment, saying, he treated the poor for free, refused to take credit for discoveries without proof, and taught his students that doubt is the beginning of wisdom. His greatest was Kitab al-Hawi, the comprehensive book, an encyclopedia of medical knowledge. European doctors knew him as Rhazes, and for centuries, his writings shaped medical education in Europe. He feared ignorance, observations, and treatments, compiled over decades. Soon, his reputation spread across the Islamic world. He was invited to head Baghdad's main hospital, the most prestigious in the region, theorized about contagion, and even described how diseases could be spread by the environment or contact centuries before germ theory. His legacy lives on in every doctor who listens carefully, questions boldly, and heals with heart. When asked to build a new hospital in Baghdad, Al-Razi did something strange, which was translated into Latin and taught in European universities for centuries. He hung pieces of raw meat in different parts of the city. Many physicians fled. In the city where he was born, he left behind more than 200 books, including works on medicine, chemistry, ethics, and logic, but not Al-Razi. He stayed and organized care for the sick, implementing early forms of quarantine and disease classification. Weeks later, he inspected each one. The place where the meat had decayed the least, he said, had the cleanest air and best environment. He built the hospital there. People called it madness. Today, we call it empirical science. Al-Razi believed that knowledge should evolve. He believed in reason above all. He advocated for free will, compassion, and the use of intellect to understand the universe. This made many traditionalists angry. If I have seen further, he was accused of arrogance. Among Al-Razi's many works, he also wrote Kitab al-Manshuri, another masterpiece. Al-Razi didn't fear controversy. I have seen enough. When a deadly plague swept through the city of Ray, he observed patterns. Al-Razi wasn't only a physician, he was also a philosopher. He respected religion. He once wrote, "The best way to serve God is to serve humanity." His words echoed far beyond his time. In his old age, "Let me go blind as I once was ignorant." He died around 925 AD. Al-Razi's works were translated into Latin during the Renaissance. He was among the first to differentiate between measles and smallpox, described the ethics of a physician, and promote evidence-based medicine. Today, he is remembered as a father of clinical medicine and a pioneer of the scientific method. It's never too late to find your true path. Challenge accepted knowledge, but with proof, not pride. Compassion and science must walk hand in hand. True legacy is not gold, but lives healed and minds enlightened. Al-Razi's life teaches us that knowledge without kindness is empty, and courage without reason is reckless.